Welcome to Mighty Married Moms. Join us at our kitchen table twice a week as the Mighty Married Moms, Debbie, Linda, Wendy, invite spectacular guests to weigh in on staying sexy, vibrant, and healthy, building marriages with soul-satisfying connection, raising happy, healthy, successful kids. Conversations with Mighty Married Moms will bring you closer to the life you really want. Episode 68.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, welcome to Mighty Married Moms. And this morning we had the distinct pleasure of talking with Jacqueline Brodnitski of ConsciousSuccess.net. So her website is ConsciousSuccess.net. And we had another great conversation, right?
Yes, we have these fabulous conversations.
Honestly, I feel very blessed to be able to talk to all these amazing people and get insights on what they are experts at. It's really, really wonderful. And we hope that you listeners and viewers feel the same way and that you're getting a lot of great information, because that is our goal, is to bring as much to you as we possibly can, because don't we all need as much as we can get, right? To be the best selves that we are. And, I think as women, we're striving hard to make strides that have never,
traction?
Traction that we haven't had before. So we're excited about that. And Jacqueline was just fascinating, and she's got a lot of great work out there. You definitely want to check out her website. Mm-hmm. She's written a couple wonderful books that would be great to read. She also features a show on You Are Business Network, a podcast called She's Got It. Great information, great interviews with women leaders, successful women leaders, and their insights on what helps them be successful. So she's got a lot of great stuff to offer, and she's right here in Metro West Boston. So
just like we are.
But
hello, England and France and wherever you are right now.
Absolutely.
One of the things that struck me is that not everybody in this room or our viewers are executives and leaders, but everybody needs to be a leader somewhere, a leader on the soccer mom league, or a leader at the PTO, or a leader in the home, or, a leader in the dog walking club, whatever it is. Sometimes we all have to take the lead. And there was a book years ago written by a guy from Northeastern called Leaderful. And his notion was that you can lead from whatever quote unquote level you're at, either in an organization or wherever, but you need to take initiative, you need to take you bring your best, your talents, and your gifts to bear on any particular endeavor. And so what I really got out of one of the key things that I think that with Jacqueline this morning, or a few days ago, depending on how you're looking at this, was how to be effective in your own process of taking a deep breath, literally some deep breaths, and being present in the moment. That when you're strategizing about the future and looking on your phone, and you're not being truly present and you're not being as effective. Right. She was so clear about that to really be effective, you really need to be here and now, and not letting your mind think about tomorrow or regretting the past.
Yeah, and I think also she said, we're a culture that feels like we need to always be in high alert. And I thought that was really important, because I think that is so true. We've heard about with our kids, the race to nowhere. We're putting our kids in high alert because we're in high alert. And Americans statistically work more hours than anybody else in the entire world in any other country, but it doesn't make us more productive. It just means we're working more hours.
It just means we're working more hours.
And actually there's statistics showing that companies that allow for more vacation time and better hours are getting more productivity out of their workers than companies who don't. But Americans definitely, I would say, more than any other culture, we're like, oh my gosh, I have to go all the time. And it's hard to feel like, and I think as women, maybe even more so, we're sort of like, we're taking care of the kids, we're taking care of the house, we're doing our jobs, we're doing so many things. So to actually take time to even take 3 deep breaths, or calm yourself, and is hard for us to do. It feels like we're not being productive with our time, when actually you need that to be more productive.
And she gave she gave a really strong example of going to a company she mentioned in New Hampshire, where their attrition, the people left at a much lower rate, and they were more productive and happy in their jobs.
And the absenteeism was less too.
Right.
Yeah.
As a result of her bringing, coaching that organization on mindfulness
Right.
and taking those 3 deep breaths and coming back. Because the 3 deep breaths they're not woo-woo. They actually do make a difference on the nervous system. And our nervous system is racing, 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 as though we did have a tiger chasing us and we're about to die. We're not. And to get back into balance and let the nervous system calm down. I know what it feels like to have my nervous system in overdrive from the life that I'm living, the life that I'm living. I know what that feels like, and I'm sure you know what that feels like, right? You
Yeah.
know that.
Right.
It doesn't. And I would hate to think of somebody, if I thought that my husband felt like all day, or my kids, or my sisters who are older, in their 70s, I would be really worried about them and upset and want them to change. So I want to take
Why
care of
would you
myself.
do that about yourself?
I
Exactly.
know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
do you find it hard to take care of yourselves?
Oh, totally.
Absolutely.
I don't even want to tell you how much sleep I had the last 2 nights put together because it would be a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I've decided I'm going to bed early tonight
Yep.
to make up for it.
Yep.
But we don't always take care of ourselves. We are constantly on high alert, and I think
Yeah.
that's exactly true.
It just
Yeah,
doesn't
and-
feel good.
Yeah.
And as Bill Crawford said, which is another conversation,
Yeah.
another episode that we had, when you're working with that lower part of your brain, right, the fight or flight, your cortisol goes up. You don't have you're not accessing the creative part of your mind.
Right.
So you have to do that. What Jacqueline was talking about, mindfulness and calming and taking that deep breath and being in the moment, so you can access, as Bill Crawford calls it, the top of the mind, or where the creative part, the serotonin, all those things that help you come up with better ideas, help you be more productive, help you be able to manifest the things that you want in your life. So it's important to take that time. It's important to make that a priority.
Right.
And that was, I thought, one of her great tips, and Jacqueline gave us some great tips about, how you can be more productive in your day. And one of those tips was the breathing.
Yep.
Taking 3 deep breaths.
Slow breaths.
When you
Slow
transition
breaths, yeah,
between
really.
tasks, or when you're feeling upset, just any time, lots of times during the day.
And the belly breath that you were just about to show us, Linda, which is so key.
Yeah, deep, and we're singers, so
Yeah.
we've learned this our whole life, right?
Right.
Breathing through your diaphragm, allowing your belly to come out and letting your lungs completely fill up and breathing in very slowly and always through the nose, breathing in and then letting the air out through your mouth. Breathing out. 3 slow breaths you would be amazed at how powerful
It
that
just
is.
completely changes your chemistry.
It changes your chemistry.
I don't know why it happens, but it does. It completely changes your body chemistry.
And you can
Yeah.
feel it.
You can feel it.
Totally feel it.
Yeah, and
It's 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
10 seconds of breath.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's 30 seconds. You can completely change your
And
entire
you go,
outlook
oh,
on life.
okay, good. I'm not quite so.
And change your focus, change your put
Yep.
yourself in more your creative part of your brain.
Yeah.
It's very, very important, and we learn in yoga. And Jacqueline is also a yoga instructor, so she's been practicing breath for a long time. But that's part of the beauty of yoga, is that you learn that when you breathe through poses, you can actually your body works better. You can extend into a better flexibility, and you're stronger actually when you breathe. You can hold poses longer. You can do push-ups better. Like, there's just so many things that the breath will do. And as Debbie said, I don't know why either. I don't know what the chemistry is or the biological thing. It doesn't really matter. I just know that it works and it happens. And if you try it, you're going to find the same thing.
Yeah.
And then Jacqueline told us, which, you've probably heard maybe many times, maybe not, maybe a few times, I don't know, but just that with productivity, making that list the day before, the night before,
Huge.
what are the, most important things, maybe the 3 most important things I need to accomplish tomorrow. And then when you wake up in the morning, look at your list and make sure you achieve one of those things before you start looking at email and get on Facebook and do all those things that really waste a lot of time. Have you noticed this? I've noticed it when I can get on Facebook and suddenly a half an hour has passed and I think, what am I doing? Well, not a half an hour, but
Yeah.
15 minutes really, and that's just a lot of time, and you don't feel good when you're done
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
If you haven't done anything else that day. If you've accomplished what you want to accomplish and you're feeling like, I feel great today.
I need a break.
And then you look at Facebook, then it's sort of fun. Oh, what are people talking about? What are sort of some interesting things I might find? Then it's enjoyable. But if you're doing it first thing in the morning, it's not. It's never enjoyable. I stopped doing it a while back. I'm like, I will not look at Facebook first thing.
And that goes along. First of all, I love what she said about accomplishing one thing on your list before you do anything else,
Yes.
because That's a productivity tip I had not heard before, and I love that.
Yeah.
But the other thing you're talking about, looking at Facebook or email or whatever, what I tell people is don't use your phone as your alarm. Because if it's your alarm, you're going to look at it before
that's
you
a good
even
one.
get out of bed.
I'm writing that one down, Ms.
Go out to the
Owen.
store and buy a $15 alarm clock, old-fashioned kind of thing, and
Yep.
don't use your phone as your alarm. And the other thing, because I know a lot of kids really, they feel disconnected if they don't have their cell phones on them.
Yep.
Yep.
They are afraid, I know this because I had conversations with my daughter about this when she was a teenager. They are afraid that their friends are going to need them in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what if my friend needs me and I'm not there for her?
Yeah.
So that's a conversation you need to have with your kids. And I tell parents that everybody, particularly if you've got a kid who's struggling with that, everybody's cell phone gets charged in the kitchen overnight.
Yep.
Not
Moms, dads,
dads, everybody's cell phone gets charged in the kitchen overnight.
Yeah.
That way the kid can't take the darn thing to bed with them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what kids do. And then
Yeah.
they're up at 2 a.m. because their friend needs them.
Yeah.
The occasions when a kid absolutely positively needs to talk to another kid at 2 a.m. or it's life or death are extremely small.
Yeah.
And they should be talking to their parents in that case.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
Exactly what
Well,
I'm saying.
but
There's family,
yes.
there's parents for those
Yeah.
emergencies.
But when you and I were growing up, that would be insane.
We didn't have that.
That would be insane for for our girlfriend to call us at 2 o'clock in the morning and
Right.
for us to advocate for ourselves.
Can you
as our
imagine?
Parents.
My parents would have freaked out if
Yes, of course.
the kid had called at 2 a.m.
Like you said, it's about if something's that bad at 2 o'clock in the morning, you need to be talking to the
adult.
police or
Yeah,
your parents about something like that. So what qualifies as a need obviously is quite different, but that brings that's a whole other conversation
Right.
about what this 24-hour access to one another and cell phones and texting
And it all just goes
has
back
done.
to what Jacqueline said too about how we're
Right.
constantly on high alert.
Constantly on high alert.
And this is just one, technology tip I give to people as a
Yeah.
way to calm that
Right.
down.
Yeah,
and
makes good
I
sense.
think one of the important pieces of her work is helping people be sustainably self-motivated.
Yeah,
that's
I
really
love
important, right?
that.
Sustainably self-motivated. And I think it's pretty much impossible to be sustainably self-motivated if you're always in fight or flight, if you are not taking time to be mindful. So mindfulness is really the number one way to become more productive, more creative, continuously be motivated. And I know we were talking about the other day about Jerry Seinfeld's, his sort of productivity thing is his calendar, right? Don't break the chain.
Don't
So
break
every
the
day
chain.
that he does that most important thing, he puts a red X on the calendar. And so each day you want to have that red X. You don't want to ever break that pattern.
Right.
So it's just another accountability, mindfulness, being in the moment, being in the day, and being able to be sustainably, and he's very famous for being sustainably self-motivated.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I really liked that she talks about that. I really
Yeah.
love that.
I love what she said about motivation, and actually that I would love to dive a little deeper into that at some point, but she says in her coaching, the first part of the coaching that she does with people is about motivation, and the motivation factor, I think she called it. And the questions she asks are what drains your energy and what needs must be met. And we've talked a little bit about the 6 human needs in the past, but what does drain your energy unnecessarily?
Right.
Or what drains your energy and how can you refill that cup is what I would say. Refill that tank.
Right.
Sometimes that you just need to, maybe making a presentation. Yeah, that's going to drain you of energy. So how do you fill yourself up again?
Right.
Or you have to have a difficult conversation either with somebody at work or somebody at home. That's going to drain your energy. How do you fill yourself up again? And then she also looks at talents, the talents that you have and how can you underuse them. How are you underutilizing them or how are you overutilizing them, and where's the balance? And then the last one that she talked about was your purpose, especially for work. And the people who have a purpose for their work are more motivated.
Yes.
And so that is so true.
Yeah.
If that's something that we can start to teach to our kids
Right.
too.
Right.
What's your purpose for going
Right.
to school?
Right.
Oh, because I have to.
Right.
And that's a conversation that we can have with our children as parents. And one of my coaches, Magli Pesha, I bring her up all the time because she's brilliant. We're going to have to get her on the show, Magli. But she talks about what is your purpose for your marriage? What you have
really?
a mission statement
Yeah.
for your marriage,
Yeah.
which is
Interesting.
fascinating. Yeah. So when you have purpose, you have more motivation.
Right.
And
I've
I
heard
love
that before too, that you're, to be involved in some way in your community and define your community, whatever that could be. It could be your town, it could be your church community, it could be your PTA community, but somehow as a couple to have some sort of a common calling to some sort of a community, a bigger, higher purpose, or yeah, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. I was going to mention one thing. Have you guys heard that supposedly in the United States we have an epidemic of stress? Have you heard that?
I don't think I've heard that.
I want to look that up. That could be, but just that the fact that the constant, stress hormones, the cortisol and all that stuff is at the core of so many chronic diseases, at the core of so much body breakdown. So what she had to say about these 3 breaths, this is really an important thing for me to really recall, is to really do those breaths on a very consistent basis, because I just, she said it too. She said, can I tell you how many executives come to me and say, I'm afraid I'm going to die of a heart attack. I'm afraid I'm going to die. That I get that. I get that. Like, just always like on high alert. And it's just not good for us. And it's so many people. Too much cortisol. Yeah. And it just seems like it's so widespread. So many of us, women, men, children, teenagers, are all feeling like we're going to fall off the edge in some way. Yeah. So it's just critically important, and I find it very, very interesting. We don't pick guests on whether or not they're going to be talking about mindfulness. We don't pick guests on whether or not they're going to be talking about how to reduce stress.
But they do.
But it consistently,
right? Yeah.
These thought leaders, these people who have made a mark in some way that can help all of us in the real world, consistently come up with that same message.
Yeah.
Slow down, take care of yourself, and turn down the volume on your nervous system. I am amazed in these past few months what we have been exposed to, and how consistent that message is. And these are people who are, have done something. It's not about success in any sort of big measure, like everybody needs a book on Amazon. No, but they're very confident, and they're very happy with what they're doing in their lives. And I want to be happy and confident in what I'm doing in my life. I need to take some deep breaths. I need to slow down. I need to regulate my nervous system, or else I'm going to have a heart attack or whatever, right? Yeah. I just find it fascinating that we've just gotten that message over and over and over again on Mighty Married Moms.
So maybe we should start listening.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Perhaps
a really good idea.
Yeah. What about you? Are you going to pay attention? Are you going to listen too?
Right.
I have to say, I re-listen to our episodes, because and then I go, oh yeah, that guest was so amazing. Oh my gosh, that guest was so amazing.
Yeah.
And,
my husband loves them.
learn again. Yeah.
He's like, these are really good.
They are good.
Just a couple
we
of
have
moments of
we have
brag.
amazing guests. I
Yeah.
mean, really,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not us, it's them, right?
Yeah,
They're really they're incredible.
Yeah.
And just we really have to we're coming to our close, but I thought that the Harvard study that she referenced to that you're happier thinking about what you're doing in the present moment, whether it be she used cleaning your toilet, but maybe sweeping your floor, whatever. If you're in that present moment, than you are if you are in Hawaii stressing out about the bills and what am I going to do?
The future, or ruminating about what you said to somebody last week, or
right. Seems like in a better setting you'd be happier, but happiness is really about being able to be mindful and being in the moment,
being present and quiet in that space.
So if you're listening to this episode, I would say now take that time and take 3 deep, slow breaths in through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth, nice and slow. Open up that belly, let your belly expand so that you're filling your lungs, and just let yourself do that, and try to do it every day at least once, and then maybe build it up to a couple times. But if there's any one takeaway, it's really powerful, more powerful than you can imagine.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. This is Mighty Married Moms, and please find us on iTunes under Mighty Married Moms and subscribe and give us a rating and a review. And we have mightymarriedmoms.com website. You can find all these episodes and more information, all kinds of great information. So have a great day. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you again
week.
soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Mighty Married Moms. Tune in twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays to meet fascinating and inspiring guests who will help you create the life you've always wanted.
You can find these episodes and special gifts just for you at mightymarriedmoms.com, as well as a link to our Facebook community,
where we continue the conversation around the kitchen table. Please also help share the love by leaving a review on iTunes. We'll see you next time.